All right, hello everybody. We are here to make a major announcement. This is something that I have been looking forward to more than I can say. I am just incredibly thrilled to tell you guys that the audiobook for The Way of Edan is out. It is out. So rush over to Audible or iTunes or to Amazon and go get your copy. And I'm here with the narrator himself, the soon-to-be famous
That's
audiobook narrator, Alan from the Library of Allenxandria. Alan, this is I can't tell you how excited I am for the world to hear your narration of The Way of Edan. How are you feeling?
I mean, nervous, and I don't really know why. It's done. It's not like I can fix it. You know what I mean? So just nervous for people to hear it. I mean, because I want it to be good because it's your book, and so I'm hoping people enjoy it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm also happy that I got it done. That I got it
You
done.
did it. Yeah, you did it, man. That's
I know
so
I had to learn everything. I had to learn everything from whole cloth. Like I didn't know how to do any of it, so I had to learn all
yeah.
the processes, which there are legion. There are many, 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 many things that go into this.
Oh yeah. If you don't mind, I'd love for you to hear you talk about that. Like
I mean,
what did
it
you learn? What was difficult about it?
uh it is. I mean, it's just hard. Like you don't realize how often you pause and trip over your words in regular conversation
Yeah.
where I mean we just brush over it in it, like you don't hear people's reversing words and all that stuff unless it happens a lot. And no, you just mess it up, or you can just breathe wrong and mess up the whole cadence of the sentence, and then you got to go back and cut it out and then re-record it. And also I learned about how run-on some of your sentences are, Philip, because I'm like, I start the sentence and I read it and I'm like, I'm out of breath and there's still three clauses left in this sentence. And I'm like, well, guess I'm re-recording that one. So I go back and then try to figure out where I'm going to breathe so I can get this sentence out.
I mean,
Um,
there are some short ones too.
oh, of course, it's not completely that. Those are the ones I don't mess up on the short ones. I only
Right.
mess up on the long ones. And
I mean,
also,
chapter one starts with light crept on the land. That's a
for
pretty,
sure,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that one's easy. And you don't realize how your brain like adds or organizes sentences when you're reading it.
Yeah.
Till I got back the pickups where I'm like, I guess I just think that Philip needs to add that in his indirect statements. And the thing is, I'm teaching that in my Latin classes right now, the that statements where he saw that this had happened. And so
Yeah.
I do it naturally, but then it's like, there's no that there. Philip just said he saw it happened. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know why I added that. It's a complete accident. It's just a lot. And there's, you have to have equipment and you've got to have a room. Like you can't just go in your room with tape recorder. You
Right. You have to set this studio up essentially, right? And you have to
my
buy a bunch of expensive equipment and stuff.
For sure. My studio is my master closet because it's large-ish. I mean, for a closet, it's big.
My apologies to Christina if she lost her
She
closet.
has not been able to use the mirror on her vanity
Uh-oh.
since I started because
Oh no.
I have a blanket over it, covering it, and I've got clothes on two sides, so that serves as dampers. And
Yeah.
then I have a blanket over the shoe rack on the back door,
Yeah.
and so I have to enclose myself in, put a vanity over the mirror, or blanket over the
Blanket.
mirror, and then a
Yeah.
blanket over the drawers or the chest of drawers. And I've got a little tray table. It's got my laptop on it. Sorry, the laptop goes on the vanity. Tray table in front of it where I have the mic and the keyboard, and then have another tray table that has the sound thing and my coffee, where I have to keep my
The
coffee.
coffee is important. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a setup, and I have to basically break it down every time I leave because otherwise we can't access the drawers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I also learned that the peak times that I can record, which is on the weekends, there's always someone mowing their flipping lawns.
Oh yeah, of course.
And so like the mic I have is good,
Good
so it
mic.
can pick up stuff, but you can hear the people mowing their lawns.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I have to leave, I have to stop, and I have to wait for these people to stop mowing their dang lawns.
Wow.
It just takes a long time. And learning the editing software and how to like hotkey stuff to where, removing a single keystroke that you have to do 1,000 times saves, over time a lot of times. So just a learning. It's a lot of
It's a
learning.
lot. I know. But hopefully books 2 and 3 will go
Oh,
more.
not it won't take even kind of as long because I don't have to learn it now. Now I just have to do the part of now it's the part just taking the time to do it, as
Yeah.
opposed to learning how to do it, which was a large part of the initial thing.
Sure. Yeah. And you had stuff going on. There was, a car accident, you had a baby. There's a life happens, right? I mean,
So I'm hoping there's no trauma in some major life events while I'm trying to record the second one.
yeah. Well, I have a couple other questions for you then, which I think will be fun for people to hear.
It's so hot in here. I'm turning
You,
on a fan. I'm listening. Sorry.
oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Turn on your fan. Uh, I am very curious to know about the because everybody should know that, and they're going to find out when they hear it. But you are gifted when it comes to voices, that of doing different voices, and that's going to be a big part of this audiobook experience. This is not going to be just a flat narrator who reads everything in the same voice. You're giving characters very distinct voices. So I'm curious to know who's your favorite character to narrate, and who's your least favorite character to narrate, and why?
Okay. So least favorite is easy.
Okay.
There's two.
Okay.
Um, Imhar and Norn are my least favorite
Oh,
because
I liked your Imhar voice.
they take too long. Like that
Ah,
because of the voice I gave them.
yeah,
Like I don't. And the other thing is like literally like half of the time where I'm like I don't like the way that sounds. It probably
yeah.
was like it probably like I'm the only one that notices that.
You're definitely your hardest critic. There's no doubt. Yeah.
So I find myself re-recording Imhar and Norn's lines more than anyone else's, just because I didn't get the voice right. So yeah, those two are by far the hardest. Whenever I'm like, oh no, Norn's talking about something again. Please stop telling stories, Norn. I'm gonna be here all day.
He
I'm
has a
gonna
long speech in book 2.
Philip, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? I'm changing his voice for book 2. All of a sudden, Norn has taken on.
It's a really cool speech though. You're gonna love it.
You're killing me. You're killing me with Norn. Like I need Norn to die because I didn't realize that Norn, I'd forgotten like how much Norn talked when I gave him the voice I gave him. And I regretted it. And I was like, I would not have done this if I had realized he talked this much.
Now you're stuck.
I am. So he's difficult. Imhar's difficult. And that's the only reason.
Okay.
That because it's hard to do their voices.
Okay. And who's your favorite character?
So the chapters that are the easiest for me to narrate are Yoram Yerkenwald and Bledla. Those three are the ones that I can
You
easily.
like the villains for some reason.
Their voices are easy to do, and I can slip back and forth between them easily.
Okay.
So I like them. I'll tell you who I didn't realize I was going to end up liking: Lieutenant Ludicon, the foul.
Ah, yes. Good. Okay.
And for some reason, I really enjoyed voicing him by the end. I don't really know why. Just liked him. And never mind. I can't spoil book 2. But
Yeah.
but yeah. So those were fun, and also there's a character called Brond that I really enjoyed voicing, and it's
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I can't really talk about, but I really enjoyed voicing him because
Yeah.
I think his voice is different than what you would expect this guy's
Yeah.
voice to be, and I liked it. So
Nice. I love your Bledla. I think people are going to just be
shit.
blown away by this. Your Bledla is just like, if I could have found the perfect Bledla voice, it would be exactly what you did. So
I really enjoy voicing Bledla.
yeah.
He's fun. So yeah, so I love voicing the villains. They're way fun. And then
I
David,
wonder if that says anything about you that you.
I mean, I've always liked the villains. I rooted for Scar in Lion
Okay.
King. I liked Jafar in Aladdin. This is all when I was a child. So
Okay. So yeah. I think you covered pretty much all that I wanted to talk about, but are you excited to start in on Prophet of Edan
I
and
mean, yeah, I actually am. I don't know if it's like Stockholm syndrome where like I'm done. I'm done with Way of Edan, but I'm like sitting there. I'm like, man, I low key like wish I could record right now. But I mean, I have the we're trying to juggle schedules during the week because we're both back at work full time for the first
Oh
time since
yeah,
this was born.
yeah.
And so like when I get home, there's like 2 hours that I have to watch the baby solo until Christina gets home,
Yeah.
and then we got to make dinner and everything. So I think most of my recording is going to take place on the weekends till we can find a kind of better system than we have.
All
Uh,
right. Well,
so may go record part of the prologue today because
wow.
my
Wow.
thing's still set up. Like I didn't tear it down. I'm like, there's no reason tearing everything down because I'm gonna be right back in here. But yeah, so my hope is to get out. It will definitely not be as long as the first one. So I'm hoping that I will get out the next one in a timely manner. So
Oh, it's great. And I hope that
it's
this
longer though. It's like 100 pages longer.
is longer and return is even longer, but
You're killing me, Philip.
but it's gonna
Um,
be so much fun. It's gonna be
yeah,
so much fun.
Yeah, for sure. Not having to learn it is fine. To where when I actually am able to get in there and go, and I'm not, and Norn's not there, it actually goes relatively smoothly.
I'm gonna have so much fun when you get to that chapter with his speech.
Um,
Well, thank you so much, Alan. I think
much.
the world is maybe not quite ready for this audiobook, but it's out, people. So go check it out. Also, I'll have a link to Alan's channel, Library of Allenxandria, in the description here. He's one of my favorites here on YouTube. Just a great guy, wonderful
If you
person.
guys, if you guys like it, come let me know. If you don't like it, you don't have to tell me.
Don't
You
tell them if you don't like it.
can just not like it. That's fine.
It's fine. You
like that's fine. Just please don't come and let me know. Like I don't need to know that.
I know. Yeah, no, it's exciting. And I think you're going to find plenty of people who are going to enjoy this tremendously. So, including myself. So, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Alan. I could not be more happy with my audiobook narrators. Shout out to Jimmy, who actually had the idea. Hey, why don't you ask Alan? So, thank you, Jimmy, as well, for that idea. Probably one of the best ideas ever. So, yay. All right. I'm excited. Go check out the audiobook of The Way of Edan, everybody. All right, we'll be back.